Hello everyone. Today in this lecture, we are going to cover the concept of index number where we will be covering the meaning or understanding about the concept of index number. What are its various uses? Why do we calculate it? What are the limitations along with this method? And how do we solve the problems, the numerical problems related to the index number? So this is the content which we will be covering in this particular lecture. So let's begin with the conceptual introduction of the index number, which is very finely given by Ronald that these numbers are quantitative measures of growth of prices, production, inventory, or we call it stock, and other quantities of economic interest. So in a very simple manner, we can say that it is a number which shows how average of commodity prices, maybe wholesale or retail prices, wages, etc., changes over a period of time. To know that change in a particular period of time, suppose from year 2015 to 2020, what are the changes, what are the increment in the labor charges, that we can calculate with the help of index numbers. It's not about only one commodity. We will be calculating index numbers for more than one commodity. That's why it is more important when we have more commodities and we need to check how do we calculate these increase and decrease in the prices of commodities. So index number is of prices is an index of the prices of goods and services bought by the household. An economy produces a large number of different products. The price change of each commodity is expressed typically in percentage terms, and then the average of the price changes of these commodities is calculated. This will enable us to compare the price movements over different time spans. Maybe suppose we need to calculate the change from year 2005 to 2020, that we can check. So we need to check the changes between 2 years, that we can check with the help of index numbers. Then how do we use it? Why do we use it? Why it is important? So for that purpose, we will be discussing some of the important aspect why it is important. The first one is that with the help of an index number, we can measure changes in price level and standard of living. Why? Because index number is a method through which we can measure changes in the price level of a period of time. In a period of time, it means that whether a country faces inflation or deflation can be known from the index numbers of prices. Thus, it helps to determine the changes in the economic condition of people. That's why it is important to calculate. The second aspect is regulation of wage rate. Salaries and wages and dearness allowances, which we generally known as an DA acronym, are revised by the government when price level changes. Higher wage rate and dearness allowance are often given by the appropriate authorities when index numbers of prices rise, so as to protect the real income of the worker. But if the prices are decreasing, they may not take any decision to increase the wages or dearness allowance of their laborers and employees. The third aspect is why it is important, that determination of government policies, because with the help of index number we can calculate that whether it is an inflationary situation or deflationary situation. Based on these inputs, we can also decide whether government can take these inputs, and based on these inputs government take reframe their policies for the upcoming time period. So it works as a basis, as a fundamental aspect to derive, to formulate the government policies for upcoming time period. This index number also works as a guide for businessmen, because rising prices as indicated by index number may create an atmosphere of optimism for investors specifically. They will invest more for seeking more profit in the upcoming time period because prices are increasing. And with the help of these index numbers, we can also do the international comparison. So these are the various inputs, various reasons why do we calculate index number. But with these advantages, these usefulness, limitations also comes along with these aspects. The first is choice of a base year always remain a problem. Why? Because two criteria for the selection of base year we need to generally consider. That the first one is it must show economic stability, means that particular year must represent the economic stability in the country itself, and it must not be too distant from the given year. Example, we need to calculate index number for 2020, for 2020, and we are taking a base year of suppose 1990. You will be getting misleading data. Your base year should not be far distant from the current year. The next problem is problem of averaging of prices. An index number is a summary measure. As we know, we do the summary at the end when we get the index number. Thus, its usefulness decreases as it tries to describe a complex situation which is too wide in scope. So sometimes the arithmetic is suggested by the experts, or sometimes geometric mean is suggested by the various experts. Which one is more appropriate? Again, remain a question mark, that through which method we can get the desired results for averaging of prices. The next limitation is difficulty of obtaining correct data. Data always remain problem everywhere. Wherever we do analysis, if data is not trustworthy, if data is unreliable, then in that case we will be getting less accurate results and unreliable results where we cannot easily rely upon. So these are certain points of this discussion under the head usefulness and limitations. Now we'll move to the methods of computing index number. So these methods are broadly, now first we will be discussing computing index number of prices. These are further divided into two categories. The one is unweighted and the second one is weighted. Why we use these weights? Because with the help of weights we can differentiate among the commodities. As we know, if we are using unweighted method, then the problem remains that we cannot give the same. It means we are assuming that a commodity like cloth is equivalent to commodity like bread, but in real scenario it is not practically possible. That's why this is a disadvantage with the unweighted index number methods. And with the weighted index number, we assign these weights to each and every category, through which we can differentiate among value of each and every commodity. That's why we apply the weighted index number. But always a proper weight assignment again remain a challenge. That's why sometimes we also go with the unweighted index number. That's why these methods are given. Unweighted index numbers are further divided into two parts. The one is simple aggregative method. The second is simple average of price relative. Weighted index number is further categorized as weighted aggregated and weighted average of price relative. So all these numericals of four types we are going to cover in this particular lecture. The first one, which is based on simple aggregative method, and as in the question it is given that calculate index number from the following data by simple aggregate method taking prices of 1980 as base. So whenever we discuss the simple aggregative method, we have always apply this formula, which is P1 upon P0 into 100. Always remember this formula, that always current year price will come at the top and base year price will always come at the as a denominator. So P and Q, P stands for price. In the upcoming formula we have Q also, small q, which represents the quantity. 1 stands for current year prices and 0 stands for base year prices. Do the simple division, we will get the value of index number by simple aggregate method. So commodity, as you can see in the question given, ABCD, these values are given itself in the question, itself. So based on this, we need to calculate the index number by simple aggregate method. Simply do the summation of all these values, we get the value of sigma P0. Do the summation of P1, get the value of sigma P1. Apply simply in the formula, we will get the value of P01, which is 161.1. Then now the question is, how do we interpret it? It means there is increase of prices by 61.11% in year 1988 in comparison to 1980. This must change exist. By way of calculation, we can comment in this method. Now, next move to the next one, the next method, which is simple average of price relative methods. In this, the formula is sigma r upon n. The only change in these methods are sigma r value is the formula which we have applied in the previous question, which was P1 upon P0 into 100. Now further divided by n, the formula is for simple average of price relative method. Now in this question, these values will always be given in the question. As I am marking it, these values will be given. Based on these values, we need to calculate price relatives. Consider this one as a P0 because base year we always define or denote by P0 and current year prices we always denote by P. Now simply do to calculate R value P1 upon P0, 20 upon 10, 25 upon 15 in that into 100 we will get the value of price relative which we denote by R. Sigma R we need to calculate 677.7 divided by n. N is always the number of commodities. As we can see ABCD, 4 is the number. Sigma R upon n get the value which is 169.2. Then again interpret it that there is a 69.2% changes or increase in the prices in the current year in comparison to the base year. So in that manner again we can interpret it. Now move to the next question, which is based on weighted aggregated method. In this, whenever this method name comes in the question, we need to apply these four formulas which is given by Laspierre's formula. Second is Paasche formula. Third is Dorbish and Bowley's formula. And fourth one is Fisher's ideal formula. So these formulas we need to remember and it is very simple. Only P1, Q0, P1, Q1, Q1 and Q0. These four elements you have to remember. And it is very easy. P1 is price for current year. Q1 quantity for current year. P0 price for base year. Q0 price quantity for base year. Only these four terms you have to remember, you have to apply, you have to calculate always based on that. Just remember the formula, apply it, and you will get the answer by these respective formulas under the head of weighted aggregated methods. Now solve the questions based on these formulas. Question is calculate index numbers from the following data by weighted aggregate method. As we can see, base year price and quantities are given. Current year price and quantities are given. Based on that, we need to apply the various formulas under the method of weighted average method, weighted aggregated method. Now here we can easily define them. Price of base year as P0. Quantity of base year, it will be Q0. Current year price, it will be P1. And current year quantity, it will be always Q1. I hope it is quite clear to everyone, easy to understand. Now, how do we solve it further? Let's go with the solution. So it is given in the question. As we can see, this part we need to form this table also to get these calculations. As we can see, these values are from the question itself. Mark them as it is. Based on that, you need to calculate P0 Q0, P1 Q0, P0 Q1 and P1 Q1. These four aspects you need to calculate for applying all four formulas under weighted aggregated method. So P0 Q0, it means base year price and quantity you need to multiply. 10 into 5, it is 50. 15 into 4, it is 60. 40 into 8, 2, it is 80. In that manner, we have calculated these values. Similarly, come to the next one. P1 Q0 means price of current year and quantity of base year. These two values we need to multiply. 20 into 5, 100. 25 into 4, 100. In that manner, we have calculated the value of P1 Q0. Next is P0 Q1 means price of base year and quantity of current year. Multiply them. 2 into 10, 20. 15 into 8, 120. 40 into 6, 240. In that manner, we have calculated P0 Q1 and P1 Q1 means price of current year and quantity of current year. So multiply them. These values we need to multiply. So values are 20 into 2, 40, 25 into 8, 200. In that manner, we have calculated the value of P1, Q1. Do the total of all these four aspects. The values are there. Apply in the given formulas. Last year's formula is P1 sigma P1 Q0 upon sigma P0 Q0 into 100. Means sigma P1 Q0. This value we need to take. And P0 Q0 means the first one which we have calculated, that value we need to take in this method. So the value is 166.04. So according to the last year's method, there is increase in the prices or index numbers of current year comparison to the base year by 66.04% increase is there that we can enter. I hope it is quite clear. Now calculate the next one, which is Paasche formula. The formula is P1 Q1 upon P0 Q1 into 100. In that manner, again, we can get derive the value from the table itself, apply it, and we can get the answer, which is 158.3. Only formula you need to remember, you can easily calculate that. Dormish and Bowley's formula, it is sigma P1 Q1, P1 Q0 upon sigma P0 Q0, sigma plus sigma P1 Q1 upon sigma P0 Q1 upon 2 into 100. Again, apply the values, you will get the answer, it is 162. Very easy to calculate. The next is Fisher's ideal formula. The formula is sigma P1 Q0 upon sigma P0 Q0 into sigma P1 Q1 upon sigma P0 Q1. As we can see, and it is under the under root, and multiply 100. 100 is apart from this under root sign. So here we can see that Dormish formula has this similarity also. This one. Even this 100 also. Only we are not doing upon 2, we are doing square root. The formula is Fisher's. If we do not do square roots and we have the denominator as 2, then it is Dormish form. So you need to remember this only, sigma P1 Q0 upon sigma P0 Q0 plus sigma P1 Q1 upon sigma P0 Q0. Then you can easily remember these two formula at least. Apply them, you will be getting these values. Only put the value, you will get the answers easily. I hope it makes sense that how do we solve this question in a very simple manner. Now move to the next one, which is the last one. Calculate index number with the help of weighted average, which was the last method in the slide of classification of index number prices, index number of prices. So we are going to apply the weighted average of price relatives method for the following data. Now you can see the weights are given in this question. So based on these weights, we need to calculate the index. Now let's solve this question. As you can see, the formula is given. Formula is highlighted here. The formula is P01 equals sigma RW upon sigma W. The formula of R is same as the second formula which we have, or second question we have solved. P1 upon P0 into 100, as simple as that. Sigma W will be the total or summation of the weights. This summation is sigma W, which is 14. P1 upon P0 with the, by applying this, we can get the value also. Here P1 20, 10 is P0, the value is 200. Similarly 166.7, 150, 160 we are getting. And what we need to calculate further, it is RW. Means we have to multiply this R with the given weights. So 5 into 200, the value will be 1000. Similarly 4 into 166.7, the value will be 66.80. In that manner, we have calculated the value of sigma RW. Do the summation of these four values, it is 2446.80. Apply the formula, it is, the answer is 174.8. According to this method, the changes are, the increase in the price are, in the index number are 74.8% in the current year compared to the base year. So I hope up to this particular method, the things are clear. Now, in the next lecture, we will be covering some more aspects of these index numbers. So for further updates, please subscribe, like, comment, and share this management study by Anirudh Vijay YouTube channel. Thank you so much.